Hi guys! I know taxes are not the most entertaining topic, but a common complaint I hear from people is that they never learned how to do them. Since this week is all about coming of age and the future, I wanted to make sure I was giving you guys some life skills. Now, taxes confuse me as much as anyone, so my guide will not be perfect, but I want to at least introduce the idea and hopefully make it seem a little less scary. I'm going to presume you guys are all Canadian citizens with a social insurance number and that you will be working in Alberta. When you start working, you are going to be given two sets of Form TD1. One will be provincial and the other is federal. The instructions for each box is listed fairly clearly on the form. For the provincial TD1 sheet, the first box has already been filled. Then, you would travel down the list to see if you are eligible for any other income claims. If I were filling this form out, I would not have to enter any amount as I was blessed with good health and I am not taking care of any dependents. I'm also not elderly, which is pretty nice. The checkbox on page 2 are also fairly straightforward. If you have already filled out a form at another job, you cannot fill it out again, so you would make your total income 0 and not fill in any of the boxes. Also, if the total amount of money you will earn is less than the amount on line 11, you check this box and your employer will not deduct taxes from your pay. The federal form is very similar, except the basic personal amount is left blank. If you are making less than $150,473, you automatically write $13,229. I'm just going to assume you guys are inputting that amount for now. After that, you fill in the rest of the questions just as you did before. Once you turn 18, you automatically pay into the Canadian Pension Plan, but since you are not receiving it yet, you can leave this blank. Eventually, you will get paid. Your statement of earnings has your gross and net income on it. Your gross income is how much money you made before taxes. Some of the money will never even enter your bank account. The net income is what you make after taxes have been deducted. In order to file your tax return, your employer must give you a T4 slip by February. You can request it if they have not, and in the worst case scenario, as long as you keep your pay stubs, you can figure the information out for yourself. This is your employment income, and this is the amount of taxes deducted off your payment. Also note the CPP, EI premiums, and charitable donations boxes. Remember, when you are filing your taxes, you should double-check each box, but this is just an overview. If you are under 18, this box will have an X through it. That just means you aren't paying the Canadian Pension Plan yet. Now let's move on to your income tax and benefit return. This is when you will actually be filing your taxes. You are going to answer some questions identifying who you are, and then you will move on to this. It looks really stressful, but if you look carefully, most of the steps tell you where to get the requested information. I can't really go over every category with you guys, the video is not the most attention to grabbing already, but I will be adding taxes to the extra programming section. I'll be putting worksheets in there to help make sure you understand, and also I'll try and find some games. I know I found one already, but taxes are maybe not the easiest for that kind of activity. There are multiple ways that you can file your taxes, either online, over the phone if you're eligible, on paper, or in person. You should always keep a record of your transactions for a minimum of 6 years because the government may request certain documentation at any time. If you make a mistake when you're doing your taxes, you're not condemned. You can use the voluntary disclosure program to correct your mistakes. You may have added interest, but you'll not face any prosecutions or penalties. I highly recommend you guys take a finance course in the future. There are a lot of things I didn't explain in this video, but hopefully it made taxes a little less scary.